Welcome back. We have another fight coming up this weekend, UFC 250. I just looked over the card. It looks like a pretty solid card. Honestly, this for a pay-per-view card, I wouldn't say it's that great, but if it was like a fight night card, I'd say it was pretty solid. But I'm gonna do my picks for the main card, starting out with Eddie Wineland versus Sean O'Malley. I'm going to pick Sean O'Malley to win either via decision or TKO in the first round. If he doesn't get the TKO in the first round, I think it's going to go to decision. I don't think Eddie will be able to win this fight. I looked over his record. He looks like a win-loss fighter. Wins one and loses one, or wins one and loses two. So he just won his last fight, so I'm not going to pick for him to win this fight, honestly. Next up is a welterweight fight between Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin. I'm going to give the win to Neil Magny via decision. After that, we have a bantamweight fight between Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen. This should be a pretty good fight, but I'm going to give the edge to Aljamain via decision. Now we have our co-main event, another good fight between Rafael Assunção and Cody Garbrandt. If Cody Garbrandt isn't able to put Rafael out in the first round, lately Cody's chin has been looking pretty weak. We haven't seen him in over a year, I believe. But I'm going to give the win to Rafael. I'd probably say decision, but because of Cody's chin lately, I'm going to say it's going to be a TKO first or second round, Rafael Assunção. And yeah, easily Cody Garbrandt could get a knockout because he comes out strong, but he's not really that smart of a fighter that I've been seeing lately. So he's going to have his chin up and probably do the same things that he's done in his past three fights where he's gotten knocked out in. Lastly, we have a championship fight between a featherweight title bout between Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer. I'm going to easily give this one to Amanda Nunes. She's been looking great. I don't see any way Felicia is going to win this fight. I'm going to say it's going to be a first round knockout TKO for Amanda Nunes. And Felicia has been looking good in the last few fights. She's been looking pretty good, but I think Amanda Nunes is on another level, so I'm going to give the win to her. And that is the last fight on this card. Like I said, it's a pretty solid card. I'd be pretty hesitant to order this card because it's not really that many amazing fights, but there's some really solid fights. Amanda Nunes, Felicia Spencer. I wouldn't say that's a pretty solid fight because I'd give that win easily to Amanda. But the co-main event in Aljamain and Corey Sandhagen should be a pretty great fight as well. But Neil Magny versus Anthony Martin, I haven't really been a fan of Neil Magny lately. And Eddie Weinhardt versus Sean O'Malley should be a fun fight, but either one of these two fights could have easily been on the prelims. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave your predictions down below, and let me know what you guys think of this card as a whole, and what would you like for the UFC to be putting on in the future. I think they should be stacking the pay-per-view cards, especially with lately the past few fight night cards have been pretty weak overall. Most of the fights on the most of the fights on these fight night cards could usually fights you'll see on the prelims or early prelims. So I was thinking they would be stacking these pay-per-view cards. Maybe they're saving some of these really good fights for the fight week in July, but I guess we'll see. They haven't announced any fights yet for that, but I'm hoping that they start stacking these cards, but I really doubt it. I'm going to keep watching it because yeah, that's pretty much my favorite sport that I watch. Pretty much the only sport that I watch. So I'm going to keep watching it, but I'm going to call it down the middle and say it's really not a great card overall. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.
Subscribe, motherfucker.